Ayo Luckies, welcome back to Luck Management. This week is an episode that I am so excited for all of you to listen to. It's a special episode with Notre Dame Club of Houston President Freddy Garza. 2004 graduate, we talk a little bit about his experience at Notre Dame and his time there, but we really get into what the Notre Dame clubs of the country do. On a grander scale, we're doing the Notre Dame Club of Houston because we have so much amazing and wonderful things. It's one of the largest clubs in the United States, and we have a special game coming up soon, that Notre Dame versus Texas A&M in less than 30 days. It's going to be rocking, it's going to be amazing, and we lay out the events that we're doing, why we're doing them, and how we get more people involved. Notre Dame Clubs of Houston are awesome to be a part of. They allow you to have a better understanding of what our community is doing and how we can be better for the university. So check out this episode and enjoy. As always, we're brought to you by Charm ND. Let's go. Ayo, welcome back to Luck Management. I'm your host, Carter Loesch, and today is a special edition of the Luck Management Podcast. We're doing things a little bit different here, always brought to you by Charm ND, but today I have the distinct pleasure to bring on the Notre Dame Club of Houston president and 2004 Notre Dame graduate, Freddy Garza. Freddy, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Carter. Appreciate it. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, this is really special to be able to have you on. We've become friends. We've become partners in working through the Notre Dame Club of Houston. And I thought that this episode would be a really cool and interesting way to understand a little bit about what the Club of Houston is doing for Notre Dame, especially with Texas A&M coming up. We have a lot of exciting things, and bring it to the greater Houston area.
That's right. We're very busy at the club. It takes a village of people to make it happen all year long. So got a strong board. I got a strong group of people that have agreed to volunteer, because we're really all volunteers. We're not getting paid for this. We want to be a part of the university in some shape or form. Most of us are alumni, but you don't have to be an alum to be a part of the club. And we have several non-alums and parents of kids that go there or have gone there that participate in the club. And so, very thankful that you joined us within the last year or so. And it's been a great experience for me over the years. And so I want to show that to, everyone that comes to our meetings and our events, that this is a good way to stay connected to the Notre Dame family, particularly in your local area. And, there's a club pretty much everywhere in the country and really across the world, no matter where you are.
Absolutely. That's one thing. It's the Notre Dame connection. That runs deep anywhere you go. And these clubs do some of the most fantastic things, from the young alumni to senior alumni to Notre Dame parents. It doesn't matter if you didn't go to Notre Dame. That connection to Notre Dame runs deep, and our fan base is rabid anyway. So it
That's right.
continues to grow.
You tend to have a lot of connection, you want to stay close to the university when you graduate and you kind of start working, or going on to graduate school, wherever you are. If you just left campus, you feel that connection. And then what tends to happen is, for a lot of our folks that are on the board or the committees, is that people tend to be really connected to the local club. When they're young alumni, and they're trying to learn the city where they're living and working, and there's a lot to do, and so you stay really connected. But then when people start having families, and they get married, and they have they get more senior in their jobs, and they have more priorities than necessarily the club, people tend to start taking time away because to focus on those matters. But then it kind of comes full circle, really, when the kids kind of grow up and you start having more time on your hands that you kind of didn't have for many years. We find a lot of people gravitate back to the club, and they feel like they can have more time to support that didn't really have for a while, and they're
Yeah.
re-energized to do that. So we have a lot of folks that have done that kind of full circle. So, but we'll we work with, and we have people that are in all walks of life and a lot of
Yep.
stages, and so we all work together. And it's a great network and camaraderie that we try to foster at the club level.
Absolutely. I love being able to integrate and have conversations with people that went to Notre Dame in the 60s and bring forth ideas on things that they did. And we bring it into the present day, right? We're bringing it into our planning. We're thinking about, hey, how did you do this? Because all you can do is ask for help. And we have so many smart people that care and want to see the best because the Irish spirit really runs through. And I think what we'll see is I always talk about this luck management, and they're like, "Oh, lucky this all worked out." I will tell you what, it was a lot of management on the back end that we're working through. So, why don't we go through just like a 2-minute bio of who you are and how you got connected to the Notre Dame Club of Houston, and then we'll move from there.
All right. Well, thanks. So you mentioned I'm a 2004 graduate of Notre Dame. I did go. I'm from the Rio Grande Valley down in a small town called Port Isabel. I'm Port Isabel, Texas, down at the bottom tip
Oh,
of
cool.
Texas, and I believe I was the second person in my school's history to go to Notre Dame. So not a
Oh,
lot of uh, experience really, but I knew I wanted to go somewhere different and far, and luckily I got in, and I decided to try it, and it's been great for me. I had a great time at Notre Dame, and I met a lot of great people and friends, and majored in accounting. Um, I got a master's in accounting from UT Austin, so I got that
oh,
experience as
nice.
well. Um, and I started my career as uh certified public accountant,
Right,
accounting
right.
field. I've transitioned to wealth management, and so I've been in the industry for almost 20 years now. So that's what I do on a daily basis.
Very cool.
But my wife is I met my wife at Notre Dame as well. I didn't realize she was going to be my wife at that time. She's a
Works out.
2007 graduate. I lived in Siegfried Hall. She lived in Pascarella East. We actually worked at the dining hall together, North Dining
Oh,
Hall.
cool.
And
Nice.
so we know several Notre Dame couples that met at the dining hall working. And I've been in a couple of dining hall weddings and attended some. So it's
Cool.
really interesting. But yeah, we worked together on campus. And then so she was a few years behind. She's a biology major, and now she's a
Right.
pediatrician at Texas Children here in Houston.
Oh, wonderful hospital.
Um, and we have two kids. Uh, uh, I have a 7-year-old about to be 8 tomorrow, Ella, and
Wow, congrats.
another daughter, Avery, who's 5 years old. So they keep us busy. We try to
Definitely.
integrate them into the Notre Dame experience. They're, sometimes they're into it, sometimes they're not.
You'll get there.
I want them to be like super excited and gung ho about it, but they can watch a little bit of the football game, and then they really kind of get bored with it, or
Definitely.
they want to do something else. But we're going to take them to campus this fall for a game with some friends, and try to get them, plugged in and see it. But Notre Dame has been really good for me and my career and my
Absolutely.
life, really. And so I try to give a little bit back because I've gotten a lot from the university over the years.
It continues to give back, but just a little bit on your background. That is so cool that you came to Notre Dame as you didn't know what you really wanted, and you ended up going far away, taking that step. And I think a lot of people are afraid to take that step to get out of their zip code, get out of their state. And you made the decision of, I'm going to do this for my future. I'm going to do this for me. And the only reason why you stayed was because that culture also encapsulated you. It took you in. You were able to meet people, and I'm sure that now you're like, I made the right decision.
Yeah, I
So,
was definitely, different. It was a different environment for me. First time I ever got on a plane was when I went to Notre Dame. First time I ever saw snow was my
whoa,
freshman year at Notre Dame. I never went out of Texas until that time. So,
that's crazy.
but really, the university created the atmosphere and the support around you that, even though that I was, I felt, like kind of different, but I had a good support system around, and my
Definitely.
classes were fun in the dining hall, and my dorm friends and inter hall sports and all that stuff, and of course attending the football games and other games, etc. So
Right.
um, it worked out well, and I tried to tell other folks that hey, the university is what you make of it, and take advantage while you're there because time goes by fast. So as you know.
Absolutely. I have come to see I've come to see that the timing is everything. When you're there, you have to take the opportunities to really enjoy and soak it in. And one thing that I did is I actually left undergrad. I went to Denison University, and then I took 3 years of work, and then I came back to school, not just hopping into a master's or going to the program after school. And that changed my life forever because I really knew how busy life can be. Having two kids, I can't even imagine. And doing all that you're doing for the Houston club and being a president and coordinating things, working on postage, it's a it's a thankless job that you are so happy and proud to do because it represents something bigger. And I think your kids, I know you said they're not into it. That'll come. I know it will. My dad paraded me out as I was a little kid, and it takes its time. But when they see that golden dome, I think it's over.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. And so, whenever being a part of the club really still keeps you connected with campus, even though you've been,
Definitely.
I just, by the way, this summer I went to my 20th college reunion at Notre Dame.
Oh, awesome.
So it was really fun being back on campus. They do always a good job with the reunions. It was my first one, but I've heard a lot of good things with it.
Yeah,
So had a great experience on campus this summer. Me and my wife went and met some of my friends and just had a really good couple of nights there. But being a part of the club, hearing the experiences of the young alums that were just there and the
yeah,
differences from when you went and hearing the stories
yeah.
and
Buildings
being a part of the
everywhere.
club and getting updates from the university, there's ways to stay connected. And it just enables me to figure out what's happening on campus, even though I'm not there on a daily basis. So I kind of like that experience. And it just being the president, yes, there's a lot to coordinate, but if you surround yourself with good folks
Good people, yeah.
that participate and live up to their part, it really you're more of a coordinator, you're more of a CEO type situation. I'm not doing
Yep,
all the legwork. I am getting in the weeds a lot, but if it's done right, everyone pitches in. It doesn't have to be a one man show, and it really shouldn't be.
absolutely. Yep, I've seen that. And being able to be a part of this club, how much I can rely on people in our group chat and also just talking about I'm working on this postcard, right? We're sending out a postcard for the Notre Dame Club of Houston, and I want to fit in as much good information as we can to get it to all of the alumni because we are a Category 4 or Category 5 Notre Dame
We
club,
are we are in a double A club. It's
double A.
basically the highest size club across the country.
Yep,
So we have a very large geographic territory area that's part of the Houston club. We Our geographic area not only covers Houston, but it covers to the east to the Louisiana border,
yeah,
Texas Louisiana border,
it's
to the
crazy.
north, halfway between here and Dallas, to the west, halfway between here and Austin, including College Station, and to the south, halfway between here and Corpus Christi.
Yep,
So it's a huge, huge geographic area,
massive.
and we have about 5,000 people on our mailing list that have raised their hand and said, "I want to be a part of the alumni club in some way, or I want to get on the newsletter or be a part of the communications." So part of the difficulty we have is, as you've seen over the this year, is we want to be everything to everyone, but our area is so
It's
big.
thousands of
Even within the
people.
city of Houston,
Yeah,
we try to spread our events around. We try to do different things to try to capture as many people to provide the opportunity for everyone to participate in their own way. And we've done a really good job over this last year doing that. Our calendar of events is really quite full.
yep,
So that's great because, we want to do is create space, create opportunity for uh, Notre Dame family to get together in whatever way they want to, whether it's a group of, 20, whether it's a group of 2 to 5, we're fine with that. And so as long as we all work together and we're all, doing the things that help the university or help us promote locally, um, that's what we want to do and create those spaces and opportunities. So yeah, I think we've done that, and but it's just kind of ongoing conveyor belt of things. You kind of plan for the next couple of months, and
Never
then by the
ends.
time you know it, it's the end of the year, and you got to plan for the spring, and you got to plan for the summer. And so, I mean,
Yep.
I've only been the president for basically one whole year now, but I've been a part of the club since 2011 in various
Okay. So
ways.
you've seen the
So
waves, yeah.
so I've seen it. I've pretty much seen it all over the last 13 years. Um, but yeah. So
That's
that's all we're
awesome.
trying to do.
Ayo, today's episode is brought to you by Teresa McKenna's Life in Christmas Letters, a story of friendship, love, and loyalty. It's her debut novel, and Teresa McKenna is an 89 graduate, and this story is all about Notre Dame love. Her novel is a semi-autobiographical and about much more than just Christmas. It's a year-round celebration of the little moments and memories of life. The narrative, though fictional, touches on a wide range of topics, including the joys and challenges of motherhood, the intricacies of relationships, the love of family, unexpected life changes, and much more. The story weaves together the Christmas letters she and her husband have written over the last 2 decades into an exploration of life's important moments. This book is perfect for anyone who loves a heartwarming read with relatable characters learning to navigate life, family, and relationships. And if you love Notre Dame, it's a must read. The book is available in several formats on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. An exclusive ND Art edition featuring artwork by Notre Dame artist Kathleen Kiefer is also available from Ingram Spark on teresamckenna-author.com. Please check it out and enjoy this book. Thanks. Now let's get back to the show.
Is to
Yeah.
create space for people to meet up when it's convenient for them and in the ways they want to.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that the first way that we convey this, and you did a really good job of speaking about it there, but in terms, we are much more than just a Game Watch affiliation. We love having our Game Watches, but can you talk a little bit about how vast and how deep we do go from the services that we have to the volunteer opportunities? If you could just delve in a little bit on what we really do as a club and what other Notre Dame clubs do, so that when people are thinking about joining a club, you can expect the same sort of things.
Yeah, so you mentioned a couple of the things that we focus on. The university prescribes a framework or the alumni association prescribes a framework they would like the uh, the clubs to sort of follow or mimic, and every club is going to do it their own way, but they provide specific criteria that they would like to see accomplished to promote the Notre Dame spirit and to do it the Notre Dame way of what they're trying to we're trying to be an
Definitely.
extension of the university locally, right? So
Hmm.
so we don't want to go too much off the grid. We want to stay down the path, but they give
Yeah,
us some leniency and some flexibility to do things that are meaningful to the local area because the
right.
things that work in Houston may not work in Boston, or
Absolutely.
LA. They may have their own things that they like to support or their own ways. So, but yeah, the main categories are we want to create areas for people to meet up and network enjoy camaraderie.
Yep.
And so we have our quarterly club luncheon, and
Hmm.
this is something that really kind of spurned out of the senior alums. Kind of
Yeah.
were have been doing this for many years, and these senior alums, they like to get together, and
Joe. Yeah, they
and
do.
uh, if you ever attended it, it's open to everyone. It's hosted by the senior alums, but we've tried to make an attempt lately to rebrand it as not just a quarterly senior
Everybody.
luncheon,
Yeah.
but an all club luncheon, and to invite everyone to join. So that's coming up here at the beginning of August, and so that's the next one. And so we do that as a way for people. It's open. You can just
Yeah.
come
Do
and
we have
uh,
a
and
do we
and,
have a
and meet.
set place, and then do we have a date and time frame?
Yes, the next one is August 6th, and
Yep.
it's at Carrabba's on Voss, and so
Great
that
food.
is 1399 South Voss Road in Houston, just west of the Galleria. So that's coming up on the 6th, and like I said, that's a quarterly thing.
Yep.
But it's pretty engaging. If you want to hear Notre Dame stories from people from all years and generations, that's a good place to go
Definitely.
and spend an hour and a half.
100%. I mean, just on that thing, I will also be in attendance there. I'm working with Joe, who has coordinated a lot of this, and as the membership director for the Club of Houston, anybody that hasn't signed up and wants to come and sign up for the club, this is a really good opportunity for you to meet these people, become more involved, and have a great lunch with Notre Dame people. I mean, I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, for sure. Right before then, on 2 days before, on August 4th, is we have our annual student send off. So,
Yep.
our annual student send off is where we meet and we welcome the incoming freshmen that are going to Notre Dame from the Houston area. Every year, we have approximately 30 to 35
Yes.
local area students that are part of that geographic area that I mentioned that have committed to attend Notre Dame in the fall. And so we bring them, we let them meet each other. We give them some pointers as they head to campus because a lot of folks are just like me that either this is their
Didn't
first
know.
time spending significant time away from home along such a long distance. They may not have experienced the winter, or they don't know how to get to and from
Yeah.
campus. Those are things that you acquire by being there and over the
Right.
years. So
Watch out for scooters.
yeah. So we try to give folks an advanced sneak peek to try to, answer their questions so that they're not kind of lost when they get on campus, and give the parents a little support system so they can rely on each other. And we actually have got ahead of it a little bit this year, and Teresa McKenna has really
She's wonderful.
created an opportunity for these folks, these kids, to get together in advance of the student send off already, and on
Yep.
at least one occasion. So, that way when they go to campus, even if they know no one, like I knew no one when I went. Actually, that's a lie. I knew a few people because I went to my student send off, very small
Yeah. Yeah.
one down in the valley. They at least know a few people that they can call, meet up with. Those first couple of days on
That's
campus that
huge.
that they can connect with, and so that way they have a little anchor when they get to campus. That's coming up on August 4th at
Yep.
Straight Jesuit High School, 8900 Bel Air Boulevard at 10 a.m. We open up that event with a mass.
Hmm.
So we do a mass, and then we'll go right next door to the cafeteria, really nice area, and have the students send off, and have a nice breakfast, and allow those students and those parents to meet up. And we do a little program for them, and we give them the shirt. That way they can
I
wear the
got it.
shirt
It's a great shirt.
at the football games coming up in the fall. And so that's an annual event that we do every year. It's well attended. Signups are open. It's coming up here next weekend, I think.
Yep.
Um, so
I'll
uh,
be there as well. I'll be working that as well and meeting and greeting everybody. I mean, just being able to see the next generation of different majors and seeing what the excitement there. Some people, you have a lot of families that have been through Notre Dame forever, but then you have people that are going to college for the first time. The vast diversity that you see is amazing because it doesn't matter. You're part of the family now. I love
yeah.
it.
And so one other event that we do that's kind of on a repetitive basis is our monthly club meetings. And
Yep.
so we used to call them board meetings, but people would get confused, and sometimes I still use the word board and club interchangeably, right?
I'm on the board.
um, because it's really an open club meeting, right?
Yeah, it's
We
for
change it
everyone.
to a club meeting so people can feel that you don't have to be on the board or on the leadership group or
Yeah,
team
please
in
come.
order to participate. You can just come and learn, find out what's going on. If you have an interest in participating like you did in a particular area of service or a particular group, then you can raise your hand and we'll find a spot for you. And so that's on a monthly basis, and the next one's coming up on August 13th. And we've been doing those at a board member's home
Yep.
lately. We've added the virtual option so people can join virtually as well. But we find that creates a little bit of more intimacy. We've done it at
Yeah, be there.
public restaurants or things like that, but it gets kind of noisy. You don't have the privacy, and maybe you can't hear people if the group gets bigger when they're speaking, and it's tough to kind of coordinate. So we've done that at Joe's home and just reach out to myself or you or any board
Yep.
member, or on our website. It's right on there if you want to attend August 13th. If you can't meet that one either in person or virtually, we're going to do the September meeting and the October meeting. So
Yep.
once
Absolutely.
a month we find is just good for our connectivity as a leadership group. But then, as you know, we do communicate during the month via text message and email,
Yep.
because there's just so much going on that we need to
We're
kind of
mobile
keep
now.
keep that wheel going. During the month.
Yeah, absolutely. So on that, we talk about designs for shirts or things that are associated with our club. I mean, we have a Notre Dame Club of Houston Texas flag. It is like the coolest flag and design I've ever seen. I'm excited. I already ordered mine. It's going to be hanging up in my apartment. There's just that deeper connection to speaking to the people that are making decisions and being able to have your input. You can put your input into the club. It's not, oh, I'm not a chair member. No, you have a say, and if you want to do something, we are, and you especially, are very much, you want to go do that? Let's do it. Because it all comes down to action. And so you're not going to be lucky. You have to work hard and manage a few different things to make something happen. But we're always very open to different ideas and things coming our way.
Yeah, and honestly, if people are looking for leadership experiences in a
Yep,
more informal, not stressful environment, this is a really good way to do it, because it's you're not sitting next to your boss. Your boss is not looking at you. Do this. This is
yeah,
you in front of a more friendly group, but you can still lead and you can sharpen those skills so you can practice out. Either in your work or whatever. So if you're looking for opportunities to lead something, be a part of something, shape it, it's just a really good way to practice those skills, and to do it with a group of folks that all have same common interests, at a minimum Notre Dame interests. But usually you
definitely,
find that people have other connections as well, whether it's I live in the same area as you, or we like the same things besides Notre Dame, or
definitely.
or whatever. So yeah, totally
Oh, I
agree.
love that.
There's an opportunity for everyone to participate in some shape or form.
Yeah, and then on top of that, this engagement and becoming a member through your local club and chapter, I think a lot of people see it as membership rights or membership dues, and everyone, at a sense, is a member. But these donation levels, I think, also speaking towards that, it goes towards your annual donation to the university.
Hmm.
That applies there. So if you want to actually give back and see the money that you're doing is helping students and helping them achieve more from a prestigious university through values that you appreciate, this is a way to do it. It is a way of giving back, and it enters you into ticket raffles. It enters you into a higher bracket where you understand what's going on locally, so that you can do it locally, and then you can spread out.
Yeah,
So I
most
just love
most
that.
most of our club events are, we price them to be either free is the
Yep,
ultimate goal, or very cheap, right? But depending on the event and where we're having
very
it,
fair.
what type of
Yeah.
event it is, we sometimes have a cost for those, which are, we have to charge something, and we need an operating budget to do the things that we're doing. I mean, we have, you know 10 plus activities a month. There's a lot to coordinate, and some of those things have a cost, right? So we have a minimal entry membership level of $35 to support, and that's for, like, that's at the family or household level. So, for instance,
Yeah.
my wife and I both went to Notre Dame. We both don't have to be a paid members. If my membership covers the family, and that's the way the club has done it, where
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah.
so that way you can just, hey, it gets kind of confusing. Like, did you do it? Did you do it? No, it's
No, that's the
the
family
Garza
way with Notre
family
Dame.
is a part of the university. We've kind of made our small donation locally, and you're right. What we're raising funds predominantly over our operating budget is to give to scholarships to those students that go to Notre Dame from the Houston area. So um,
Yeah.
last year we gave approximately $90,000 to
Blows
the
my mind.
students that are at Notre Dame from the Houston area across all 4 years. Because right when this year's freshman class, next year they're going to be sophomores, right? and
Yeah,
then there'll be a next freshman year. So at any point in time in a cycle, we have 4 years of Houston area students. 3 times 4 or 30 times 4 is about 120 students that are on campus from the local area, and so we do our best to make that scholarship donation to the university so they can allocate back to the local students as meaningful as possible every year. Um,
absolutely.
and so we've done a pretty good job of that over the years, and so that's why we're doing it. We're not we're not
And
doing
we're
it
not making money from it. Yeah.
we're not doing it to raise money that we're going to go and have expensive lunches or dinners or anything like that. It's really to have our events that we're doing, and these events are sourced by people like you and everyone on the board. People raise their hand, hey, I'm thinking about having this event, I think this would be really cool. We
Yep.
try it out, and if it's successful and people like it, we'll do it again. Or if we realize, hey, that for whatever reason there wasn't a demand for it, well, we tried it and now we know, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna
Absolutely.
come to it with an open mindset, and we just want participation and people to lead those efforts.
Ayo, this episode of Luck Management is brought to you by Charm ND. Love thee, Notre Dame Lucky Charms. I love Notre Dame, and when I went to school there, I wanted to have a way of holding a piece of Notre Dame in your hand. And the first iteration came from small little tubes and filling up with pieces from around Notre Dame, and it's evolved into a really cool and wonderful business that I truly cherish. And now we have necklaces, we have keychains, we have earrings, and we have bracelets. All of these pieces are from Notre Dame. So in our keychains, we have soil from Notre Dame's campus with 24 karat gold flakes. We have AstroTurf from the Notre Dame football stadium and wood shavings from the old seats of Notre Dame Stadium, a true classic of history and tradition of the Notre Dame football way. We also have gold helmets that are painted with the same gold that they use on the Notre Dame football helmets and from the Golden Dome, straight gold from the Golden Dome. All these pieces are so incredible to me, and I hope that you all enjoy them. And you can find me on charm_ND on Instagram, or you can go to our Etsy shop, which is Charm ND Store on Etsy. So please give it a check out and love the Charm ND.
100%. Yep. Bring your ideas, bring many. It gives us an opportunity to learn from you, and you get to learn from us.
Yeah.
And I think that one thing is there is a beauty to being able to collaborate on this. And when you leave Notre Dame, it's one of the saddest days after graduating. I mean, you're sad because you have to leave that wonderful place, but to have your hand in something that continues and allows you to feel the campus is special, number one. And then being able to see how much money is raised from your community at home, that pushes you to want to do the same thing. And one of our missions is growing the good, especially with the business school. When I went there, it was all about growing the good and actually taking steps forward. And I really love that mission that we're doing that, and so many clubs across the country are doing that. So I like how we can set an example for these students or for these people that support the club. I'm excited for what's coming. Um,
Yeah, I think we are. We're always trying to improve. We're not ashamed to take great ideas from other clubs as well, and we have those connectivity through the alumni association to make leadership aware of what other clubs are
Definitely.
doing throughout the nation and the world. And so when someone has a great idea, we can replicate it in our own area. Maybe put our own little spin to it because
Yeah.
there's only there's lots of great ways to do what we're trying to do, right?
Yeah. So
And
come
other
join
and other
us.
clubs have done what we do as well locally. So we're sharing, we're
Yeah,
giving, and there's no harm or shame in that.
definitely. So the moment we've all been waiting for, we have 34 days. I'm not doing a countdown. I mean, till Notre Dame football is back. We're playing against Texas A&M. First game of the season, first game of college football. College game day is going to be there. I believe Fox Sports is going to be there. Everyone and their sister is going to be at this game, and it's a top 25 matchup. Can we talk a little bit about what the Notre Dame Club of Houston is formulating and bringing forward for this game that is essentially in our backyard? Go Irish, by the way.
Yeah, we're very excited for it. So Notre Dame football hasn't been in the Houston area in over 20 years.
Yep.
So while the game is not technically not being played in Houston, this is within uh,
Our realm.
our geographic area. So we are technically the host club, but we're partnering with the other clubs in Texas.
Yep.
Dallas, San Antonio, Austin are the closest, but then
Yes.
we have West Texas and we have South Texas and we have other neighboring states as well that are involved as well. And we're trying to be inclusive and trying to let others participate in their own way. But we're leading the charge for sure. So believe it or
Absolutely.
not, we've been thinking about and planning for this game for over a year.
Yep.
So we
I
started
remember.
thinking about this game and planning and setting up a team before the 2023 season started. So
Mm-hmm.
we thankfully, I am so thankful we had someone reach out about this time last year, even before the football season started last year, and said,
Yep.
"Hey, what are you guys doing for the A&M game? I'd like to participate. I'd even volunteered to lead. I have previous experience as a former club president, and so Patrick Schneidow
Shout
has
out.
has done an amazing job creating and leading our team in what we're planning and doing for the Texas A&M football weekend on August 30th and 31st. We're super excited. We're pumped, as you stated, and we're gonna be trekking from Houston and Dallas and San Antonio and Austin and throughout the
It's a
state
whole affair.
to
Irish
College
takeover.
Station, and it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be
Good.
fairly hostile.
I
We
believe it.
think SEC territory, but this is as close as we've gotten in a long time. Usually we have to go to
Yep.
campus, or we have to go to a Shamrock Series game or somewhere away, right?
Yep.
But now they're coming to our territory, and
Let's
we got
welcome
to take
them in.
advantage of it. We got to take
Yeah.
advantage of it, and I think we've done a great job. Happy to share some of the details because, like you said, it's about 5 weeks away. But we've been planning for a year.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get into some of the things from transportation to Irish tailgates to just being around the city of Texas A&M, how you can get linked in.
Yeah, so there's a lot that we can do, but being a holiday weekend, we want to create the spaces for as many people to participate as possible.
Yep.
So what we're doing, I'll talk about the Houston events predominantly because that's what I've been involved in,
Yeah.
more intimately. Is on Friday, August 30th in the evening, we're having a Irish Invasion fan event
Mm-hmm.
at the Cannon in West Houston. It's an incubator. If you never tech incubator,
I
if you've
haven't
never been
been.
there,
No.
and it's a really cool space. And we searched far and wide across the city to find a location that could host us, represent the university well, be indoors and air conditioned because it's going to be late August, so that was top of the list. And
Yep.
we have pretty much a lot of space to create the little mini programming that we want to do. So that's Friday night, August 30th is the fan event at the Canyon starting around 6:30. And
Great.
this is a family friendly event. Okay, so
Yep.
we realize that campus is far away and it's difficult to get your family, if you have small kids, to go to a football game on campus, right? It's expensive, it's
100%.
far, time, all of that stuff. So also, the game's not in Houston, it's actually in College Station, 90 miles away. So while a lot of folks are going to go to the game, we know that some people aren't for
Mm-hmm.
whatever reason, right? Even those
It
in Houston.
happens. Yeah.
So what we wanted to do is to create at least one event where it was low cost and open to families so that you can bring your young kids, get them to experience some of the Notre Dame experience, We're gonna be bringing in the cheerleaders and the leprechaun. They're coming into the game. They're coming in that day, so hopefully no flight trouble for them.
True.
But
Fingers crossed.
we're gonna have some former athletes there to meet and to greet. We're gonna have probably Rudy playing in a theater room so that some of the kids can go in there and experience that in
Best
a
movie
nice,
ever.
comfortable, big, huge movie theater type screen. We're gonna have some Notre Dame talks. We're gonna have an insight into the upcoming season in the football games. So we're gonna have food. We're gonna have drinks, and really, we're just gonna have a celebration, right? We're all just
That's
gonna
what
have
it's
a
all about.
celebration. It's that lead in into the game, um, uh, which will be held the next day. And it's just an opportunity for families to come out, bring your kids,
Yeah.
and enjoy a night of Irish celebration, networking, and get really pumped for the following day.
Now, do people need to register for that, or is it open to the public? Come as you are.
It is open to the public, but you do need to register because the space is big. We're planning for about 250 people, but we need to control the environment and we need to have an accurate head count for the food and for the space, right?
Right. Right.
So we opened up sales around a month ago, and it's very very well registered for us so far. We have
Mm-hmm.
about 75 tickets left.
Yeah.
So we've had really really good sales. So I encourage everyone to go to
Get them
our
while you
website,
can.
our club website, and we have the entire weekend events listed on one page, and you can just scroll through them and find the Irish fan event on Friday night. Click the register link, indicate how many, and register. That way you can secure your space because we will sell out leading
It
up to
will.
the event,
Yeah.
and then you'll have to be put on a wait list, and we'll have to see beyond that. But we have 34 days left, and we're 60% sold, something like that, for
Yeah.
the fan event.
No, that's huge. And that's going to be such a special event. And everybody coming into Houston, Houston's such a massive city. To be able to have a central location where people can come together and, like you said, all those cool accoutrements of Notre Dame all in one spot.
Ayo, Luckies. This is Carter Loesch from the Luck Management Podcast, and it is my distinct pleasure today to announce T-shirts have been released. Available on my Instagram page for _Luck Management and also on Charm ND's Etsy shop. And now these shirts are a great way for you to rep your love for the podcast, your appreciation and support for the show, and just to share and work out in, go walking in, walk your dog in. Heck, go to the pool in the shirt. Somebody sees it. Whoa, that's such a cool shirt. Where'd you get that? Yeah, it's a really cool podcast. You should check it out. The Luck Management Podcast. And, this shirt, even though it's simple, it embodies the luck management lifestyle. And I would so appreciate it if you would consider purchasing it and wearing it in pride and in your love for Notre Dame. So please check it out and keep living the luck management lifestyle. Peace.
That's what you want. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we're definitely gonna make that place Notre Dame Central,
That
and
color
they've been
green.
great to work. They've been great to work with, and we're looking forward to that event on Friday night.
Awesome. Now, it's game day. How are people getting to the game?
Okay, so you can drive to the game if you like. Go
Yep.
tailgate in the morning or whatever time you want to go. It's 90 miles away, but then you got to find parking. You got to get there. It's going to be hot, and all of that stuff. And then for the ride back, you got to we all know that feeling after a long day. You got to drive back
Yeah.
to Houston. Probably 11 p.m. or midnight or
Well,
whatever time. So what we're doing is
1 o'clock probably.
we're organizing very nice luxury charter buses to take us to the game, leaving from the Cannon as well. That place has a lot of parking, and so you can safely leave your cars parked there. You can drive there,
Fantastic.
hop on the bus. We're going to have some security watch the parking lot while we're gone, so your cars and everything will be safe. But yeah, so we're having round trip bus transportation with the Notre Dame
Awesome.
Houston family. that was going to depart at 11 a.m. We're thinking 11 a.m. from the Cannon, hopefully get to campus by about 1 o'clock. So it's
Mhm.
about an hour and a half ride, but with the bus
Traffic
and
will be a
traffic,
lot. Yeah.
we're planning for maybe 2 hours or so. We have reserved 4 buses at about 50 people per bus, so we have space for 200. We've
Hmm.
sold about 100 so far. So we're
It's coming
about
quick though.
halfway to capacity. And so again, you need to go on our website. Don't just plan to show up and get a bus ride, because we'll likely be full and you may not be able to get on, unfortunately. So
Yeah.
you can go to our website. It's a very affordable rate, we feel, to have round trip transportation. You
Yep.
don't have to worry about
And no
driving
drinking
or
or
parking.
driving, any issues there. Yeah.
Yep, they're going to drop us off right at our tailgate spot, which I'll talk about in a little bit. And you can really just enjoy the day and with your friends or your family, whoever you want to bring, and not worry about any of that minutia and headache of getting there and getting back and figuring out what's going on there, because we're just gonna we're gonna be escorted there essentially. Um,
Yeah.
so we're gonna have some light beverages and snacks on the buses, and so that way you can
Everything.
you
Yeah.
can get there in style and get the day started off right. So that's the bus transportation. I'll note the Austin Club and the Dallas Club are also doing their own buses. So if you happen to
It's
be
smart.
in
Yeah.
those cities, you can go on their club websites, and they're having their own transportation to campus as well. Or sorry, to A&M's campus, and the day of, and you can look at those details and the pricing there. But like I said, uh, we
Yeah.
anticipate the buses selling out, and you can go with the Notre Dame Houston contingent, and be strength in numbers, if you will.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's fantastic. So I just noticed before I did a thumbs up. Nobody's allowed to do thumbs up for these next 34
That's true.
days because that's the Texas A&M sign right there. And then also just that transportation that keeps you out of traffic and that ride home when we get the W, everybody's gonna be rocking in that bus. That's a bus you want to be on right
Yeah.
there.
So again,
Cool.
we've coordinated that, and we think that that's just a real convenient way for folks from Houston to attend the game.
Definitely.
If you're gonna be in College Station on Friday or whatever, or you want to drive yourself, that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine too. But the bus is there as an option, and we're gonna have bus
It's all about
captains
options.
assigned to each bus that will help coordinate and get you on and there and back safe.
I love it. You arrive at the game, you step off that bus. It's 95 degrees. It's hot. You start hearing Texas A&M guys hooting and hollering everywhere. Where's Notre Dame hanging? Where's Notre Dame going to be?
Yeah, so really the highlight of the weekend, as we see it, is leading up to the game. You're going to be excited. You're going to be on campus, first game of the year, as you stated. We thought put a lot of effort into creating an environment and securing space that is really convenient, and that is going to allow Notre Dame fans, who are the visitors, to be really close to the action and to have our own little kind of Notre Dame bubble right on campus next to Kyle Field. So we are organizing a tailgate that's going to be sponsored by Guinness and also co-sponsored by Teeling Whiskey, who are both partners of the university, and
Awesome.
they have gone all out on
I
partnering with
know.
us to create a really, really enjoyable and comfortable tailgating experience for the Notre Dame family that's going to be on campus the day of the game. And so the tailgate starts at 2 p.m. So once we get there from the buses, you'll get a little chance to walk around, but not too much, because it's going to be super hot. And we're going to start the tailgate around 2 p.m. And the tailgate is literally super close to Kyle Field. I mean, it's
Yeah,
right
right there.
adjacent to Kyle Field. You're not going to have any trouble. I mean, the stadium is like imposing on the tailgating view, like it's right there.
Yeah.
And so we are going to have up to 4,800 square feet of tailgating space in these giant tents that are going to have some cooling zones
Good.
that are going to have TVs and entertainment, so you can watch the other games that are going on leading up to the game. And then, like I said, our sponsors are creating their own little activities and their own experiences to really make it enjoyable for folks to, to network,
All ages. Yeah.
to celebrate, to have something to eat, to have something to drink, and you're right there, and enjoy that between the hours of 2 to 6 p.m. right before the game. The game's supposed to start at 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're doing is we're actually extending the tailgate through the game to create a watch party, so
Yep. For
that
people that aren't
if you
going,
want to
right.
be on campus and take part of the tailgate, you want to walk around campus or be with your friends, but you haven't secured tickets, because we all know these tickets are through the roof and very hard to get. We
Yes.
understand that. You can still be a part of it, and we can watch the game um, from the tailgate, and not go into the stadium.
Yep.
So we're gonna have that. So we have a couple of different ticket options if you just want to go for the pregame, or if you want to stay for the game as well. Um, you can do that. But like I said, I mean, I've seen some of the mock-ups recently of what
I
Guinness is
know.
planning
It
and what
looks
Teeling is planning.
epic.
And I mean, we'll be publicizing some details leading up to the event here in the next month or so.
I can't
Um,
wait.
but I think everyone that attends is just going to be have an awesome time. It's going to be, well worth the expense of getting there and going and participating. And what Guinness and Teeling are doing is they're using the Houston this tailgate as their blueprint for future tailgates later this season. So they want to really, really get involved.
Ayo Luckies, today's episode is brought to you by Paul Kamish Fine Art. Notre Dame art by Paul Kamish is truly amazing. On paulkamish.com, that's PaulKamish.com. He has Newt Rockne sculptures with his famous fedora. He's got sculptures of Notre Dame, Mary Our Mother. He has Notre Dame drawings of the campus and the main building. He has so many amazing pieces from what Notre Dame is and why Notre Dame is so special. And I implore you all to take a look, enjoy the art, and see why it is so special of what he is doing. He is a true embodiment of the luck management lifestyle. And if you do end up purchasing something, leave a note. Say that the Luck Management podcast was there and brought you to his website. It's truly special things. He does some amazing, amazing work, and he'll be a future guest on the podcast. So check out paulkamish.com for his Notre Dame Duloc collection. Now let's get back to the show.
And take advantage of what they're doing with the university partnership. And so we're the first game. And
Yep.
so we're working with them hand in hand. And what we're doing, they're going to be able to replicate at future games throughout the country. I can't, uh, I've seen some of the stuff very recently of what's they're planning,
It looks
and it's
fantastic.
still being formulated and solidified, but it's going to be really, really cool. So, looking forward to the tailgating experience. You're going to be really close. You're going to have plenty to drink, plenty to eat, plenty to
Yep.
celebrate. Watch TV, watch games, be in a cool, controlled Notre Dame area covered,
Yeah.
and
For everyone.
it's gonna be a 5 minute walk to the stadium, less than 5 minutes. So really excited about
It
the tailgate.
sounds perfect, honestly. It's going to be a fantastic event for all ages, and tickets are also on our website. So, why don't you? I think this is a really good rundown of everything that we're doing, and there's so much more. Why don't you talk a little bit just about where you can hear from us, where you can find us, and how we can get more excited about this club and what we're doing?
Yeah, definitely. So just to reiterate, yes, that similar to the other two events, you do have to pre-register. We are planning for a tailgate size of 500 people. we're well on our
There's going to be
way
more.
to meeting that goal. We have over 250 tickets sold already, with 34 days left, and so we are as we're solidifying the tailgate plans, but you need to go on the website, our club website, and you can see the timing and the options for the tailgate. If you want to go, you should go, because every day I'm getting notifications of new registrations come in,
Yeah,
and so
get it, get it fast.
the numbers are definitely getting up there, and so if you go to our website, houston.undclub.org, or you just go into Google, search Notre Dame Club of Houston.
Yep, we'll show up.
You can see our website, and we have a dedicated page at the top that says A&M Weekend Events. You click that link, and then it shows you all of the events I just talked about, plus others that you can see what we're doing for the weekend and what other clubs are doing as well. We've done a really, really great job of keeping all that in one centralized space. Adriana Holguin has done an amazing job sending out creating that centralized space, and also sending out social media blasts constantly
Yep.
via Facebook and
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah.
So that all of these things with links, hyperlinks, you can just click them. It takes you right to the pages and the info. And so what we find is every time we send something out in any of those methods, new registrations come in. So you just catch people whenever at the right time, whenever they're
Hmm.
whenever they have a chance to sign up, right? Because you see something and you may not get to do it at that point, but then the next one comes in, it reminds you to do it. And so all of these events are going to be well attended. It's going to give you great opportunities to connect,
Full
and we're just
exposure.
really excited about it.
No, it's going to be fantastic. And I will actually also just make an ad to and talk a little bit about some of the sponsors and how you can become more involved with the club and what it comes with, some of the tickets that you can get, the experiences that you can be involved in. There is so much going on, and this is going to be a fantastic weekend. And after this weekend, there will be so much more after that, from game watches to whatever we need to bring together this club. But I think that you've given a really cool rundown of what we're doing. Is there anything else that we should know kind of moving forward for the Notre Dame Club of Houston?
I think, just this is such a huge event for our club in particular. We haven't had a game that in our area in over 20 years. San Antonio has had a few games. Dallas has had a couple of games.
Yeah.
Austin has had a game, right? A home and home. So this is
Yeah.
our turn. And so
It's our time.
this is our time. And, first game of the year, all eyes are on us, and what we're going to be doing. And university has been really supportive, and the alumni association has been really supportive, and in helping us frame what we're going to be doing on campus. And all signs are go. And so we're really hoping to be a model for other clubs that are going to be doing their game watches later, or not their game watches, their
Yeah.
tailgates and events when they have a game. And
Yeah. We're
so yeah,
connected.
and then long way away, but we do get the return trip to campus as well next year. So looking forward to that as well. But first things first, we're going to do the road game, the away game here in Houston, and then when all that's said and done, we can take a breath, and we'll already start planning next year, I'm sure,
Yeah.
and on campus at Notre Dame. So so reach out if anyone has any interest or wants to participate in any way or sponsor. We have sponsorship availability on the website as well that come with different benefits.
Yep.
So let us know. Let me know. Let Patrick know.
Mm-hmm.
Our contact information is on the
Talk to
website.
me. Yeah.
Reach out to you, and we'll get back to you. I mean, we are operating this thing on a daily basis.
Machine.
It's from now until game day. So just really, really excited to bring my family and my wife and my sisters and my mom and all that stuff. So just enjoy it while we have it, and just trying to make this a great event for everyone.
Yep, my dad and brother are going to be here. It's going to be an Irish invasion. We're going to get that win. Last question I have for you. Give me a final score prediction. What do you got?
Well, you caught me off guard. I think we're gonna have a really, really solid, great team. I think it's going to be a close game. It's a road game. They're going to be pumped as well. They have a new coach, who has ties to Notre Dame, and so we're in hostile territory for sure. Road game, first game, hot. I think it's going to be close. I just want us to get off to a good start, right? If we get off
Yep.
to a good start, where we get off to an early lead or it's close and it doesn't get away from us early, I think it's going to be a close game. And I'm hoping, I see something, I could see, 31-24. I could see
Yep.
28-21. I could see, maybe it's the first game if, the offense is not operating on, perfectly. It could be low scoring. Same for them too. I think our defense is going to be really good and stout.
Yeah.
So I want to see a good game. I want us to come out with a win, and I think we have a good chance of doing that.
31-25. I don't know where they're going to get that 25 from, but Irish are going to win it. So
I'll take 31-25. I'll take it. We'll all take it.
yeah,
And
and move on. Move on.
this could be a special year if we get off to a great start.
It will be. It will be. And that's the Luck Management Podcast. And we're gonna definitely get you on. And I'd love to be able to talk more about what the club's doing. This can be like a time where we check in and really move forward for the club to understand what's going on. But just super thankful that you came on and appreciate you being here.
Okay, well, thanks, for the invitation. You're doing great promoting the university and your personal endeavors, and just great to have you in market and a part of the club leadership. You've done a great job, and
Thank you.
looking forward to everything and the growth that we're going to have over the next year, and especially next month.
Yeah, yeah. So as always, you can find us on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Go online, get connected with the club. But as always, keep living the Luck Management lifestyle. Peace.
All right, go Irish.
Go Irish.